Okay, so in changing my perspective on who God is, seeing God as a loving father rather than a rigorous, exacting taskmaster, it has really greatly helped me in dealing with scrupulosity. And in addition to that, I've come to realize with St. Paul, what he said to the Galatians, that I've been crucified with Christ, and yet I live, but not I, but Christ lives in me. So I see that even when scruples happen, I see that all the things I can't deal with, that I can't handle because I'm weak, that I've been given the life of Christ. The Father loves me so much that he's given me his own Son, not only to die for me, but to be my life and to live his life in and through me. So all the things I can't handle and can't deal with on my own, I can do all through him. So, whether it's like the bodily problems or the social problems, whether it's the emotional upheaval, whether it's not being able to make a decision or just being torn apart inside, all of that, Christ lives in me. And by living his life in me and through me, he can deal with it. He can handle it. I can yield to him. I can turn it over to him. And I can say, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Now, I'd like to say, end of story. Boom, I'm done. Okay. But in all honesty, I do sometimes have recurring bouts of scrupulosity. It's much less frequent now. But the other great thing about it is that when I do have scruples now, I'm able to see it as experiencing the cross of Christ. And that may not sound like a good thing, okay? And I'll tell you, it is still painful, okay? The cross is painful, but I can see it as something that is redeeming. I can see it as God's ordained way, God's loving way as a father of dealing with the things in me that need to be cut out, that need to be removed so that his Son, Jesus Christ, can live more fully in me. So all those things that were causing problems in the scruples, this is just God's way, in a sense, of putting them to death, of cutting them out of my life and making room for the life of Christ. So whether it's like desire for certainty about my salvation, well, he can just cut that out, and he can say, no, now you're going to have intimacy with me as a loving father. You don't need to worry about the judgment or the verdict of an exacting judge. You have intimacy with a loving father who cares about you, and even throughout your trials loves you dearly, is only allowing these things so that in love, he can bring you into a deeper and richer relationship of love with him. He is love. or my pride, that sense of like, I got to do something about this. I got to fix this. I got to resolve this. He can cut that out and replace it with humble trust in him. And so what was lacking before, that sense of acceptance in God, that security, which I took upon myself. And that's honestly, let's be serious, let's be honest, that's what was causing the troubles and the scrupulosity. I was taking it all upon myself. And God is cutting that out by allowing me to experience the cross, the suffering of the cross. And he's basically showing me that I'm accepted in Christ, in the beloved, that my life is hidden with Christ in God. He's showing me that it's not about what I can or cannot do, because ultimately, let's face it, I'm very weak. But it's not about my strength or lack of strength. It's about his gift of love, his grace. And so now I can even rejoice in my weakness. It might be painful, but I can rejoice in it, because when I am weak, then I am strong, because his power, is made perfect in weakness, in my weakness. And so yeah, I mean, it happens once in a while. I still get scruples every now and then. But with this different perspective, I can see it as experiencing the cross, and I can endure the cross for the joy that is set before me, just as it says about Christ, because it is Christ living his life in and through me, enabling me to be able to endure the cross, to endure it even with joy, seeing what he has in store for me. And I'm already seeing the transformation taking place, and I can't wait. I can't wait until the crucifixion is done in me. And all of that cancer, all of that rotten stuff, all of that weakness, all of that sinfulness, all of that death is cut out and replaced by the life of Christ.